Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. First one is from the Oromia region of Ethiopia, where we know that a conflict started around 2 weeks ago when three archbishops made appointments of some bishops. The appointments were cancelled, you can say, after the two sides signed an agreement, but the appointees today led church services in Oromia, in the areas where they were appointed. Details for you. Secondly, Tigray viewers, it was a week ago when we received some reports about difference of opinion among Tigray Generals, especially between two top Tigray Generals. Now, when one general has been appointed as the one who is leading committee formed to create consensus about formation of interim government, some opposition parties are saying in their private conversations that the one who has been appointed is not impartial and the other general should lead this process. Who are these two generals? Details for you. And thirdly, viewers, in Rwanda, a road race, cycling race was held, and today first stage of this cycling event came to a close. Tour du Rwanda was won by Eritrean cyclists in 2022 and 2021. Nathaniel Tesfatsian won in 2022 he won, but on a previous occasion as well he won. So where do Eritrean cyclists stand now? What is their position at the table in today's first stage of the cycling race? Firstly, viewers, Tigray, where there are two main generals in Tigray. Tigray Generals, who was leading the military operations in the last 2 years. He was the main man. Tigray's commander-in-chief, he was called. Secondly, Sadkan. Sadkan has dual role, political role. He was a negotiator to monitoring military operations, obviously more seasoned than Varade. And Sadkan was part of the team which negotiated Pretoria Agreement. He got the shot at the others. So from military, he was leading negotiations in South Africa. But the agreement in Nairobi after that was signed by Tigray Generals. Now, Tigray Generals is leading the committee, 11-member committee formed to create consensus in Tigray for the establishment of interim government. The committee has been boycotted by opposition parties. Salsevujene, Betona, TIP, they have announced their they are not accepting this committee. They are raising questions about Tigray Generals as well. They say they were not consulted. The leaders were consulted once, but no broad consultation is happening. So they are boycotting the proceedings of this committee. Tigray Generals, in an interview, said 3 to 4 days ago that the committee will continue its work. What we have learned is that Tigray Generals and Sadkan are viewed differently in Tigray. Opposition parties are more comfortable with Sadkan than Varade, reportedly. And at some meetings held a few days ago, there was exchange of heated comments between Tadase Varade and Sadkan, or you can say there was difference of opinion, which is not something extraordinary. Whenever there is meeting on an issue, all don't have same opinion. People have different views about how to handle the situation. And meetings have been held in Tigray recently about the future course, about implementation of peace deal, about withdrawal of Eritrean military, Amhara forces, about disarmament, about interim government formation. And Tadase, Varade and Sadkan did not share the same opinion about how to move forward. Tadase is close to TPLF, closer you can say, though Sadkan is close as well. He is closer to TPLF than Sadkan. So Tadase Varade was made head of the committee. Opposition is rejecting Tadase Varade. Opposition, some opposition politicians, they are proposing Sadkan's name, that Sadkan should lead this process of consultation for establishment of an interim government in Tigray. Now, why is that Sadkan was not included? Maybe Sadkan could be given a role in interim setup. That is why perhaps he is not part of this committee. But committee so far has failed to create consensus, and people are asking questions about impartiality of Tadase Varade regarding efforts to create political consensus in Tigray for an interim setup. Secondly, viewers, Oromia region of Ethiopia, where we know that Orthodox archbishops, 3 of them made appointments of 26 bishops more than 2 weeks ago. That led to start of conflict within Orthodox Church. We saw confrontation between the 2 rival factions, between church and the government. Then government stepped back, an agreement was signed. Around 4 to 5 days ago, agreement was signed between 2 factions. And the agreement clearly states that appointees, 25 appointees, one apologized, 25 appointees will return to their previous positions. They were not bishops, I think, before this appointment. And then Holy Synod will make a decision whether to appoint them as bishops or to tell them to continue in their positions as monks and priests. 2 bishops were seen today in areas where they were appointed by the Oromo archbishops, Oromia region-based archbishops. So they are leading church services there, though their titles have been revoked. The 2 bishops are firstly Bishop Gabriel. He was seen in West Valaga today. Today was Sunday, and he was leading church services there. And he was appointed as Archbishop in West Valaga, if you remember. Then Abune, Bishop Barsoma, he was seen in Nakamte. He was appointed to East Valaga, if you remember. There are some videos as Archbishop. And Bishop Barsoma was seen performing, leading church services in Nakamte, East Valaga. So both are in the areas where they were appointed. Where were they serving before these appointments? Were they serving in these 2 zones? If they were not serving in these 2 zones, it means that by now they should have left these churches in accordance with the agreement, but it has not happened so far. But Abune Sarios, Dinamorkos and Avostotios yesterday reiterated their commitment that they will abide by the agreement which they signed with the church, main church, 4 to 5 days ago. Let's see. Lastly, viewers, Tour du Rwanda started in Rwanda today. 8-stage cycling race, road race, and first stage came to an end today. 115.6 kilometer long first stage was won by a British cyclist whose name is Ethan Vernon. And among top 10, 3 are Eritrean cyclists. Hinok Mulibirhan finished at number 3. Akilo Arifene, and third one is from Eritrea as well. 3 Eritrean cyclists finished in top 10, but British cyclist won this first stage, 8-stage race. If you remember last year in 2022, Eritrean cyclist Nathaniel Tesfatsian won this 8-stage Tour du Rwanda. That's what happens. Will Eritrean cyclists be able to defend the title won by their fellow cyclist Nathaniel Tesfatsian last year? That remains to be seen. But since 3 of them were among top 10, it means that they could improve in coming stages. Thank you for watching.